Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Halloween video. This time we're going to be looking at a text adventure game. This isn't a genre I normally play, but hey, why not? It fit with the Halloween motif, so let's go ahead and check out Uninvited. I'm kind of looking forward to this. It's a pretty fun game, to be honest. So this is a text adventure game, and it's kind of creepy. I really dig the imagery in it, and I think it's just really cool. I do like that it's in color, because the originals that were on the PC to begin with, those were all like black and white, but I think by adding color to it, it made it really creepier than like just a plain black and white image. Now you can agree or disagree with me on that point. I can see how some things with like a black and white color scheme would be creepier. I would compare that to like some of the older monster movies that are in black and white. Those seem to have like a different atmosphere. Uninvited kind of captures that, maybe from like the 30s and so on and so forth. But I feel like when they added color to it, it kind of made it a little bit better. Now it sort of feels like I'm watching a Hammer film. And that's really the vibe that I get, is that you are in an actual horror movie and you're just kind of trying to figure out what's going on. You play the role of just, your regular fumbling around hero who sort of knows what's happening, but not really. That you kind of need the plot explained to you every 30 seconds or so. That's the feeling I get when I play this. That you are just someone who's trapped in all of this. Just absolute insanity. The game even starts with like a relatively B-movie plot. You get into a car crash and you decide you need to go to a mansion because, at least in the NES version, your sister is missing and you need to go find your sister. Why your sister never bothered to, alert you, or maybe you were just really passed out when whatever came to pick her up, you just didn't notice, or they didn't feel like they wanted you. It's kind of a weird thing that they did, but hey, whatever, it works for the game. It just feels like, probably a 1940s or a 1950s horror movie, where you're in the creepy mansion, you're in the creepy house, crazy stuff is happening, and you are trying to just figure it out and do the best you can to save the day and all that fun stuff. Where did this game come from, and what are the differences in some of the versions? As I mentioned, it was originally on the PC, and it's more of a black and white version. Also, the PC version is harder. The NES version is a much easier game, and it's got it actually has a color scheme that's not just black and white. The NES version also tried to take out a lot of the occult and religious imagery, which was just kind of the standard for them at the time. I really don't understand that, but, it's whatever. It's Nintendo of America from the late 80s, early 90s. They're gonna do weird stuff like that for some games. Castlevania got away with it a lot more, for whatever reason. If I did play this back in '91 on the NES, I probably wouldn't have that great of a time. It would be really frustrating for a 7-year-old me to sit there and try to figure out what's happening, and it'd probably be one of those like weekend rentals that I play for a few minutes and then be like, you know what's great? Being outside, not doing this. That would probably be a lot more fun. So I do want to say just one thing about the difficulty in the game. It's not super bad. There's a lot of trial and error in this, especially with, trying to figure out how to use the items the way the game wants you to use the items. Because heaven forbid you just, use the no ghost on the ghost. You have to open the bottle first, which, okay, fine. At least the text tells me what I screwed up, because otherwise I would still be messing everything up. Now it sounds pretty logical, hey, you needed to open up the bottle before you used it, but me being stupid, I didn't know that the first time. So a little bit more about, really, the company behind this. The game was ported to the NES by Mindscape Chemco, and they did a few other games that were made by MacVenture. they ported over Deja Vu and Shadowgate to the NES, which we might get to at some point, but I'm not going to make any promises. And then on the Game Boy Color, they ported over Deja Vu and Deja Vu 2. It's just kind of a weird thing. I don't know why we never got Deja Vu 2 on the NES, or why we never got, like, a Super Nintendo compilation. Or at least I don't think we got a Super Nintendo compilation. I don't want to say no, just in case I forgot something. Shadowgate did get an N64 game, which I think I own, but don't really quote me on that. So yeah, here we are with the ghost imagery. This probably would have been really creepy for a 7-year-old me seeing. Just because you have this weird skull that looks pretty good for an NES game. And then you get the ending screen where you have kind of a reddish skull, which I think is supposed to be me, after this ghost laughs hysterically as she disembowels me. Really kind of creepy. There we go. That's a really great image. So that's going to wrap up this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you think in the comments below, and have a great night, everyone.